Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. It is Philly week again. Philly. Some of you guys might not even be old enough to remember that. Philly, whatever. That's an old Rough Rider Eve Beanie Siegel song. I think I can't even remember myself. It's that old, but that's how the song goes. So anyway. The New York Giants versus the Philadelphia Eagles. It's only been a week in between both games. And to me, I can't even say it's like what a change or things have changed so much in 2 weeks, but things have changed a lot in the past 2 weeks. Now, of course, going into the first game, Philadelphia was on a slump. They came in, beat the Giants. I believe still that we had them on the ropes, but they ended up beating us. And, then the following week they go to the Cardinals and lose. And now you're hearing all of these rumblings about their coaching situation and the locker room and star players not being happy and it causing a split within the locker room. A lot of mess is going on. Meanwhile, they go from bouncing around from the top of the division to back to second in the division. And, it's not looking good for the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, we're hearing all these rumblings about the coaches now. I believe Josina Anderson had put out a tweet talking about some changes coming along for the NFC East. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. She's being very, very secretive, like a lot of those people do. They want to hold everything close and not giving people a lot of information. They just give you a little bit of breadcrumbs and you got to try to figure everything else out. But you read through the tea leaves, you see some other posts, and then come to find out they're probably talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. And then you hear about the rumblings and the disgruntled players, and pretty much it's A.J. Brown not liking the situation and it causing a rift within the locker room. But I'm not here to talk about Philly. I'm here to talk about what the New York Giants can do against a team that's really on the ropes. Now, no matter what happens, Philadelphia is still making it to the playoffs. That's not the issue at all. It's not like we can play spoiler because we're not in the playoffs. We can ruin Philadelphia's chances of making the playoffs. That's not what's happening in this game. What could happen is you can kind of break the will of a team. You could kind of be the last straw. That final straw that breaks the camel's back. The New York Giants can do something like that. Now it's no surprise, it's no secret that the Philadelphia Eagles, I hate them the most. Like, I really hate shout out to Philadelphia, but one of my favorite cousins is a Philadelphia Eagles fan. And he's probably the number one reason why I hate Philadelphia the most. He's probably the main reason. Matter of fact, I know he's the reason why. Shout out to Mike. Mike, what's good? Mike, you know who I'm... Yes. So now I'm just thinking about it, like, what feels better? Pause. Is it the New York Giants beating the Philadelphia Eagles finally after a long time? And, it means nothing for the New York Giants. You're actually going to probably lose a couple of spots in the draft. But if you break the Philadelphia Eagles before they go into the playoffs, I'm not saying it's a definite that you can break the Philadelphia Eagles, but I'm just saying right now things aren't quite right. People are questioning the coaching. People are damn sure questioning the head coach and his antics. And here's the thing, and I said the same thing about Brian Daboll. Nobody really cares about attitudes, fits, yelling on the sidelines, antics, and stuff like that if you're winning. But once you start losing, the microscope comes out and they're looking at everything closely. And I think that's what's going on with the Philadelphia Eagles right now. Started off strong year, and then they started slipping. They lose a couple of games in a row, beat the Giants, and turn around and lose to the Cardinals in a game I believe they was winning. And now all of a sudden, things are unraveling. And the New York Giants can really just come in there and just tug at that last string, and the whole thing comes apart. That's me giving the New York Giants a lot of credit. I understand that's not what's really going on, but let me have the last little bit of joy that I can have for the end of the season. Let me have a little bit of that. Again, it could cost you a whole lot. Because right now, the New York Giants are sitting at the 5th spot in the draft. There's all of these mathematical charts and scenarios that are out there that can somehow, that the Giants can somehow make it all the way down to 2. Picking number 2. The New York Giants can get there. A lot of people gotta win in order for the New York Giants to get to that number 2 spot. Like, everybody has to win, and the New York Giants have to lose in order to get to that number 2 spot. But I don't know. Look, right now, the Commanders have the number 2 spot. They're playing the Cowboys. The Cowboys cannot rest their players because they're still trying to win the division. The Philadelphia Eagles cannot rest their players because they're trying to win the division. They have something to play for. It's a big difference between being the number 2 seed and being the 5th seed. Big difference. And especially when it comes to home field, even though it might be just one game home field advantage, but having that home field advantage, all that stuff is important. We already know what it is, for a team to come into Philadelphia outside of the San Francisco 49ers, that can come into Philadelphia and beat them in the link. That environment is what it is. Those fans are some of the most lovely individuals, in the league. Very lovely fan base. Very lovely fan base indeed. But still, can the New York Giants possibly go in there and play? We couldn't play Grinch for Christmas. As much as we tried to play the Grinch for Christmas, we couldn't do it. And now we got a chance to be, I can't call us the Grinch. I can't call it, I don't know, spoilers. And again, a lot of people do not want that. A lot of people just want to lose to see if we can actually get all the way down to the number 2 pick. Because if you win, you can either stay the same or you can drop to like 7th. I think the worst that we can drop is like the 7th or the 8th spot. And it's big, especially when you're looking at this draft class and the people that are coming out, the prospects, the positions that people hold and cherish so dearly. It means a lot. Picking number 2 is one thing. Picking number 5, it's a fantastic spot. 7 and 8 is still a fantastic. You're still getting a good player, but you might not be getting the guy that changed the franchise. And that's going to be another video when I break down, some of the top quarterback prospects. I'll get to that soon. But I'm just saying right now, for the New York Giants, it's something big that can happen for a portion of the fan base that really just want to beat Philadelphia, that really just want to see the New York Giants finish strong, that really want to see these guys keep fighting and put something together, and that really want to see the New York Giants beat the big bad wolf. You know what I mean? It ain't enough for me for Dallas to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. I want to beat the Philadelphia Eagles too, even if it means nothing. And listen, I already understand what that means in the big scheme of things, in the big picture. But I'm just saying, for me personally, and I have no control of what the New York Giants do, but me personally, I will feel fantastic. I will have joy if the New York Giants beat the Philadelphia Eagles, this week. But let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's talk about it, because I just pretty much this has been about an 8-9 minute rant just talking. So let's talk about what could happen, or what's going to happen. So Tyrod Taylor last week had a roller coaster of a game. Some fantastic plays, and then some plays that you can say, if you want to point to a play that cost you a game, you can say that Tyrod Taylor was one of the reasons why we lost the game. Also, we had some big drops from Saquon Barkley. You also had some big penalties that called back some big plays. Mainly that Jalen Hyatt bomb that he caught. So that's that. The defense played fantastically. Dane Belton stepped up, and it's not Wednesday, so I don't have the injury report yet. I'm pretty sure Pinnock is probably not going to play again. Dane Belton's probably going to get the start, and I'm curious to see what he does. Adoree Jackson, is he trying to earn another contract with the New York Giants, or is he advertising himself for another team. He's still trying to get paid. So there's some players that still have a lot to play for. The team in general, the players have a lot to play for, especially the guys that are going into free agency. And the New York Giants have a lot of free agents. We saw the list that's been floating around. Excuse me. There's a lot of free agents, on the New York Giants in 2024. And like I said, the list has been floating around. There's maybe 25 to 30 players on that list. I got to go ahead and look and actually give it an official count. But when you're looking at that list, and I'll probably do another video about that free agency list of what guys you would like to retain, what guys you free to let walk, what guys you're iffy about, 50-50. But again, there's a lot of people that are trying to earn either a new contract with the New York Giants or pretty much advertising themselves for another team. So I expect this game to be competitive. I expect it to be fiery, just like last week's game. Even though we weren't playing for anything last week, we gave the Rams everything they can handle. And to the point, we lost that game. The Rams didn't win it. I don't care what anybody says. That's how I feel about it. We lost that game. The Rams did not win it, because we had chances. Extra points were missed, field goals were missed, 2-point conversions were horrible attempts that failed. But again, despite all of that, the New York Giants, the New York Giants came there. Well, not even came there. The New York Giants played very well against a Rams team that was coming in hot. Stafford was playing at a high level, and hadn't thrown interceptions in a while. And then we get the turnovers in that game. I believe it was 3 turnovers altogether. Also a punt return. Shout out to Gunnar Olszewski. But again, I think the New York Giants have a chance to win. I think we have a better chance now than we did a week ago against the Philadelphia Eagles. And again, once you have the guys on the rope, or like what battle rappers say, finish your food, the New York Giants need to go ahead and finish their food against the Philadelphia Eagles. Go ahead and come out with a win and let the cards fall where they may. And that's just my personal opinion. I know I read the comments. A lot of you guys do not agree with me when it comes to, we got to solidify this draft positioning. And trust me, I 1000% understand where you're coming from. I actually agree with what you're trying to say, and in the bigger picture, I know that. But I cannot honestly tell you guys that I want the New York Giants to lose to the Philadelphia Eagles. I can't do it. I know why you want to do it. I see why it's important to lose. I understand what's at stake. But I'm telling you guys, just me being purely authentic and me telling you guys the truth, I do not want to lose against the Philadelphia Eagles. We've lost enough. And even if we do get the quarterback, have a successful draft, free agency, this, that, and the other, it's still not a guarantee that next year we're going to beat Philadelphia Eagles. So right now, I'm telling you, I like our chances against the Philadelphia Eagles this week, and we'll see what happens. I could be absolutely wrong, but not like a lot of other content creators, Giants content creators. I am not afraid to believe in things, and I'm not afraid to be wrong and state exactly how I feel, what I believe, and what's in my heart as a New York Giants fan. So it is what it is when it comes to that. But again, logically, I understand your thoughts. I understand why you post what you post, why you tweet and comment what you do. I'm just saying, to me personally, that's the way that I feel, and you don't have to agree with me. But that's going to be the video. A quick preview and actually a rant for the New York Giants versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Can't even say their name right. That's how much I don't like them. The Philadelphia Eagles. And it is what it is. Let's go Giants. Let's see if we can make this thing happen. And let's hopefully Saquon can get out of this a little bit of a slump and hopefully hit that 15 sack threshold that I have for him. Again, he has 11.5 right now. So, you're gonna need a few. You're gonna need a few to get where you need to get to. But again, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Beat the Philadelphia Birds. Let's go.